You know it's hot outside when your big healthy comfrey looks like that. Hey everybody, we're back. Sorry for the extended period between videos here. I know we put the one little one out when we were on vacation, but I wouldn't really count that as one of our videos. It was just kind of sharing some of the stuff we were seeing. So it's been probably a month now.
It's been about a month. We took
at least
intentional break, some family time. Obviously the vacation we showed you, and then we all got sick.
Yeah. So it started off just going to take a little pause, and you know, school got out. You know, we homeschool, but still, it's kind of schedule change. Kids are freed up there at home more. So we're going to take a little pause, decide to take a little trip. I got sick on the trip. I was sick for that few days there, ended up kind of lingering for about a week or so. As soon as I got well, she got sick. So
yeah, we thought we had beat it, but
yeah, hers didn't last as long, doesn't seem like. So we're back at it now, and so we're putting this out here with all the work we're doing today. So it's actually early afternoon. We've been out here all day working. Just came back out from eating a late lunch, but the stuff we did this morning, we didn't film any of it. We can tell you, what we're doing. We did some work in the coop, barn and stuff. Did some cleanup. You've probably seen the old chest freezer cabinet that we used to store feed in. It was falling apart, so we got rid of it. Bought some new storage containers, and we'll show you that. Just doing some general cleanup. We ended up making a trip to the dump with all the stuff. We hate to do that, take everything to the dump, but we made it. Just got everything we could find around the entire homestead and made it all in one trip, and just get it done, get it over with. There was no way to repurpose or reuse pretty much everything we got rid of.
Right.
A lot of it we'd been sitting on for a while, trying to find a use for it. Tried to give it away, tried whatever, and it was beyond use. So I did have to make that trip to the dump. But
yeah.
So you can tell we're sitting here in front of some of the tomatoes. Got some DE on these. We had a little outbreak of aphids, so we don't spray anything. So she's come out and put a little bit of DE on it a few days ago, and I looked around. I didn't notice really hardly any aphids, so seems to have helped quite a bit, if not solved it altogether. If it continues to be a problem, we might buy some ladybugs and turn them loose out here, and they'll stick around as long as there's aphids to eat, and then they'll move on. So really things are looking pretty good. Been really wet, you've seen in the previous videos. This week's been fairly dry, been pretty dry really. It's been hot, been in the 90s.
It has been hot, and because we were sick and it was hot and all the rain, now the garden needs some love.
Needs some attention. Everything's drying out a little bit, and the grass is growing, and everything's doing fairly well, but we need to do some cleanup. Today we're going to dig potatoes, so we need to get those out of the ground a little later than we normally like to, but with the way the weather's been, there hadn't been a great opportunity to do it. I don't think we're not too late. It's just we haven't been able to turn that space over to use for something else yet, so we'll get that done. There's still some stuff from early in the season we need to get out of the ground and get cleaned up. It's looking pretty rough, and start thinking about what we're going to put in for the fall garden. So it's kind of hard to think about that, here at the end. It's not even 4th of July yet, but it is that time. So
and it's been a weird garden season with all the rain. I mean, so much rain. It's just everything is thrown off from our normal schedule. It's just not like it usually is. So
we went from early March to now like that, because with all the rain and everything we had, it would create days of, well, it seems like you weren't getting anything done, where it'd be endless rain and be inches on inches of rain, and there wasn't anything we could really do out here. Just stay on top of chores and handle things as they popped up, but they didn't feel like you got to spend a lot of time out here. So we're going to get after it. Dig some potatoes, do a little bit of cleanup, finish what we started in the barn, and who knows what else we might come up with. So
there's always something to do.
Yeah, and we'll see how many potatoes we come up with here. So we just got one row to dig, so we'll see what happens with it. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious with the wet season what it's been like. So
we've had concerns that they may have rotted in place. I mean,
I am worried. I don't know.
The plants have done okay, and we've piled up with compost and straw and tried to heal them those materials to add more organic matter and improvements to the garden without just digging the garden soil up on them. So we may just get what's in the ground proper itself and not what we've healed with straw and compost, but as long as things didn't rot out with as much rain as we had, that'll be fine. So, all right, let's get busy.
We bought these at Tractor Supply, and they lock and they close. We were looking for a solution to put the feed away without having to worry about mice getting in there, which is why we had the the freezer that we had before. But that just was kind of wearing out and tearing up, so we were looking for another solution, something kind of easy that would seal up, wouldn't have to worry about pests getting in there or anything else.
We've got one of these up at the back porch that we've got right now. We got dog food in it. We've used it for feed for the meat birds. So what we'll do is we're currently in the process of downsizing the layer flock, and we'll end up freeing up one of these. We won't need to store as much feed, so we'll go back to doing meat birds. We're not doing any meat birds right now. We'll use one of these for the feed for it. So we'll have all of our animal feed in these, and it does pretty well. Show you how the lids work here in a second. I don't know if you're familiar with them. Some people have probably seen them. They have two different sizes. This one holds 80 pounds, and there's a smaller one, maybe 40 pounds. I didn't look at it real close because I knew we needed the big one.
Yeah, they work really well. We use them for, like you said, the dog food, and the kids can handle it. The littlest one, she can get in and out really easy. So it's a nice, easy storage for us to use, and it's also, you know, like I said, rodent free and all of that.
So the lids go on. The twist lock on. So it's latched right now, but I also have these locking handles. So they work really well, and so we got a total of 4 of them now, and should meet all of our needs. But, you know, they're not real cheap. They're $26.99 here a piece, so it's a little bit of investment. But if you can keep rodents out, you keep ants out, they're waterproof, so we don't have moisture getting in there. You know, I suppose you could stack them if you really needed to or wanted to, but we choose not to, and they're pretty handy, so protects the feed. So. All right, so right down through this area, through the row there, is our potatoes. And what we're going to do, you can see the straw and everything, we're going to rake all of that off, and then we're going to actually go from beside it, put the broad fork in, come under, loosen all that up. We have a potato digging fork. We'll come in after the broad fork with that and actually turn the stuff up and pick through it and get the potatoes. So see right through here, the row of potatoes, and so we'll get all that out of the way. And we've got some of the cover crop, the remnants of the cover crop that coming up around and through the edges of it. So it'll be a little messy in there looking, but that's where everything's at. And this is the one row here. We're going to see how much we get. So we started with about, I think, 2 pounds of seed potatoes, and we'll weigh, see what the yield is after that. So we'll get after it here.
I'm walking down the street just like I own it. I'm rolling to the beat just like I wrote it. Watching the sun go down is disappearing. Cause in this part of town it's pretty clear that I can feel the city breathe. The boulevard is hot like me. Thank God it's only Friday night.
Alright, so I just want to show you some of the life in this soil every time we turn a little bit over. Look at these worms. There are big earthworms everywhere. And potatoes. Kind of hard to dig this one-handed. You can see there are earthworms everywhere. I got to put this down, and there's a potato right there under that worm. The size of these, and that's a little one. It's kind of the whole point of all this soil improvement. Farm the soil and your stuff will grow. Look at this. There's weeds, what people would call weeds, and wheat, all kinds of stuff in here. But this point keeps the soil from drying out. You see, it makes it a little bit harder for the digging and everything, cleaning it off, but I guarantee in the 5 minutes we took raking this off, that's a lot less work than trying to keep absolutely clean, bare, weed-free soil. So there's a time and place for that, but that's not our objective right here. So, all right, back to digging.
You make me go from Puerto Rico. Come on, Monday, don't be such a. I hear a lovely sound, it's all around me. I see the sky above me, it's so lovely. One girl or half a dozen cities buzzing. A scented summer breeze comes over me, and I can hear the city roar. And if you want, there's always more. Thank God it's only Friday night. You bring my Saturdays to life. Come Sunday, will you be my wife? You make me go from Puerto Rico. Come on, Monday, don't be such a. Come on, Monday, don't be such a. Come on, Monday, don't be such a. Monday, don't be such a. Come on, Monday, don't be such a. Thank God it's only Friday night.
Here's the tomato plants that Angela got from Jess. We thought they were going to die. They got so wet up in here, but they're back and growing. So they're a little behind some of the other ones. They took a pretty hard hit, but I think they'll be fine.
Hi.
Tired?
Very tired. Hot. Very hot. 90, 92 or something like that today, but the, what, he index 102?
No, more than that.
95, 94. He index over 100 anyway, I don't know. It's just hot. It's okay.
Almost done.
Exercise.
Alright, we're done digging, and I'm sure we missed some. We always do, but I think we did pretty good. So this is what we ended up with. And to be honest, we had no idea what to expect this year because it's been so wet. We weren't going to be surprised if they just kind of rotted in the ground. But weighed it, we got 18 pounds. Again, we started with just a couple pounds of seed potatoes, so worked out okay.
Yeah.
Better than, actually, we're disappointed, but also we're glad with what we've got. So we hope for a lot more. But
I'm happy for the 18 pounds with the rain because, like you said, I really thought it was going to just completely rot and we wouldn't have anything.
Yeah. So you can definitely tell this end of the ground is a year farther along on soil improvements than the other end, and you could tell that in the crop too.
Yeah.
A lot smaller down there. It looked like they obviously stayed wetter. There's still more clay content. We don't have as high organic matter. It's improved from what it was, but it's a year behind this end. The way the garden was laid out, if you go back and look at the video of the 5-year transformation, you'll be able to see how the garden was kind of an L shape 1 year, and then we expanded, and so this side got a head start, and it's obviously it seems like more than a year advanced, but it's definitely got 1 year of additional amendments. So so 18 pounds. that won't cover us for a year. So we may have to figure out do a fall crop or something. But
we might. We're also just happy this year with whatever we get. 'Cause
yeah.
we didn't know what to expect. It's been the wettest year I can remember.
We've
I don't know about
planted
you,
we've
but-
planted as many before and got 2 5-gallon buckets. So we know that under the right conditions, you know, we can get a lot more. But I guess we'll take what we've got and be happy with it. At least we have something, right? We got out there and did it. And even if you totally fail, you still got out there and did it, and you just learn from it and move on. So we've learned that we need to figure out a way to stop the rain when we don't want it. So we'll get back to you on that one.
Or how to garden in a flood.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So, yeah. So that's where it's at, and I guess we'll see you on the next video. All right, bye.
Bye.